It's the 4th of December 2024. You're very welcome back to the channel. Um, One of the things that I couldn't deal with in the election campaign was the American presidential election, on which I was more or less completely silent. And the reason was it was considered among my supporters that we better not mention Trump at all, that he wasn't going to get us any votes. Whether that was wise or not, I'm not quite so sure. Some people hate Trump, some people have been listening to Radio Television Sheridan, our fake news medium, and Shannonside Northern Sound, but other people would be wiser than that. Trump is not to be taken lightly. He's a very, very strong leader and he's a statesman, but none of the rest of them are. Now, he's going to Notre Dame Cathedral, I think it's today, and he'll be meeting Macron over there, the President Macron, and the situation in Europe is pretty dire. Now, I don't want to come along. You notice I never ever say, oh, it's going to collapse, it's going to collapse. That's no good, because if I had said that our electricity system in Ireland would collapse 2 years ago, it hasn't actually collapsed. It's kept running by diesel fuel, huge amounts of diesel fuel. So you have to be careful about that. But certainly the situation in France is that Macron can only call one election for the parliament every year. And he called one in July and he failed to get the result he wanted. And he appointed Michel Barnier, a former EU fella, and he's trying to run through a budget. And like a lot of these countries, they're way behind on their budget. They're not paying their way at all. And so he tries to get it through by a vote and he can't. And then he tries to horse it through by a constitutional clause. But if he does that, there'll be a vote of no confidence proposed. And if that goes before the parliament, he will be out. He will have to go, probably have to go. Now, one of the things I have discovered, and this is under investigation, is they're saying now that Marine Le Pen, what they call a far-right leader, I don't think she's far-right at all, but that's another day's work, has a legal obstacle to becoming president in the next election, which is due in 2027, but which could take place earlier. Now, any of my viewers who are well versed in that could possibly comment underneath, and if not, I'll investigate it further and find out more for you. I just don't have the information at the moment. What did she actually do? Now, the thing is that Trump is now the president-elect. The Biden administration is pretty vicious. They're trying to step up the wars in the Middle East and in the Ukraine and to tie him into a war, and he doesn't want that. It's not easy for them to do that. They're trying it. And over in California, Gavin Newsom, he's the far left governor who has destroyed the state, really destroyed it with migration and everything else. And he's trying to pass laws that will tie Trump in and stop Trump from coming in and taking the migrants out of there. I don't think that'll work too well either. Now, the other bit of news is, and there's so much I can't possibly deal with it, there has been an uprising in Syria, in the town of Aleppo, and rebels there have moved in and taken over the town, and they're using the people as a local shield, and this is what very often happens. And so what do they do? Do they take them all to Ballyhonus or Athlone? I don't know. That's what our government will do. Now, we have to realise in the election gone past, 48% of the TDs for Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael, and there's another heap of them for Sinn Féin. So Ireland is totally and utterly mass migration country. It absolutely embraces mass migration, and that's the bottom line. There is no other way of putting that. So we're going to be inundated. But the thing about the attack in Aleppo in Syria is that it's Turkey-backed. It's Turkey-backed. So it's a bit like, if it's very hard to think of an example, but it's Turkey-backed. And Turkey is part of this BRICS effort to get a new currency going. And this is going to shake the confidence the rest of the BRICS leaders and the rest of the world has in Turkey. It's essentially like if the Irish government during the Troubles had backed the IRA, an IRA attack on a British military barracks in Belfast. That's essentially what it's like. And so he's done that. Now that damages his credibility. Meanwhile, Trump has declared war on this BRICS. He wants the American dollar kept, American hegemony as they call it, kept, and he has declared war. So I'll be getting dug into that in due course and keeping you informed on that as it arises, so you can get real news. And but that's the story. I'm very surprised that Edron, who's a senior politician, well, a seasoned politician, would get involved and try to do that. So what's going to happen in Aleppo is it'll take maybe 3 or 4 months to get those rebels out of there. They can't expand anywhere. The Russians will pulverize them. So all they can do is hide among the civilians. And so, but when Edron goes to go to any discussions again, his good name is tarnished. He's destroyed, really. And Trump will use that then to pressurize the BRICS and try and bring BRICS down. It's a big upset for Putin that happens. You've essentially Putin going to help President Assad fight rebels who are backed by Turkey. That is a strange one. And also, don't forget, is it that Black Sea? The Black Sea is only accessible through Turkey, through an agreement way back 100 years ago, which nobody really takes issue with. But all the same, if Turkey wanted to stop Russian access to the Mediterranean, it could open fire on boats and that had finished that. But we'll not go there. I don't think that's an issue. So we leave it at that and come back to you for something else soon. I'm just trying to keep you up to date. You see, with the election, I lost track. I wasn't able to keep updated, but we will be bringing you update on the geopolitical situation in an environment where our media, our papers, our RTE and Shannonside are all corrupted and are all telling lies. We'll see you back. Thank you.